Hello, thanks again for joining me. Yes, the British Touring Car Championship. I am not just a collector of model cars. I do have a keen interest in the British Touring Car Championship. And yes, I am primarily a collector of 1/18 scale model cars. I did in the past buy a wee range of those Atlas 143 scale cars. These little cars from Atlas are great looking little cars. If you have an interest in cars, model cars, or just motorsport in general, they are something worth checking out. For a 143 scale car, they're very well put together and very nicely detailed. They've got nice little interiors and all in there for a 143 scale car. Very good. This one in particular is the E30 BMW M3 that was driven by Will Hoy and won the championship in 1991. Will Hoy unfortunately passed away in 2002, I believe, at the age of 50. Yeah, he was born in 1952. He didn't start his professional racing career until his late 20s, and his first professional race was in 1985. But he didn't just compete in the British Touring Car Championship. He also did compete in 1988 in the Japanese Touring Car Championship and finished in second overall position in the championship. Lovely livery, very iconic. It's for me, that's one I always remember from when I was young. I do have a nice wee painting on my model room wall of the Will Hoy car. The 155 Alfa Romeo, that was driven by Gabriele Tarquini, who is an Italian race driver. Gabriele did also drive in the Formula 1 before racing for the British Touring Car Championship. Although perhaps the Alfa Romeo 145 is best remembered for the year following that 1994. In 1995, everybody will remember how Alfa Romeo was disqualified for apparently unfair advantage due to their aerodynamics. Although I've always maintained that it was just a better engineered car, and I think that they were penalised for being a better team. And then, yes, of course, the Vauxhall Cavalier, driven by John Clennell. John Clennell also did win the British Touring Car Championship in 1989 in the Vauxhall Astra GTE. The Volvo S40, this is the most valuable of these 143 scale model cars. This Volvo can fetch maybe £50, and that is if you can find one for sale. I don't know why exactly did Atlas not make as many of them at the time, or what happened, or is it just as more desirable? It is a lovely livery car, but bear in mind, if you ever look for these cars, and if you do see one of these Volvo's S40s for sale, snap it up, because they are hard to come by and very valuable. The Alfa Romeo as well. Some of the other ones that must have sold in bigger scales, or they made more of them. Yeah, the Alfa Romeo is quite valuable as well, but the most valuable of the lot is that Volvo S40. And yes, the Ford Mondeo. The Ford Mondeo, driven by Alan Menu, is a driver from Switzerland, and he was born on the 9th of August 1963. He did make a return to the British Touring Car Championship a few years back and drove a season or two, and he is currently still in the Touring Car Championship. He is coaching for Team BMR. I'm sure for anyone that follows British Touring Car Championship, Matt Neal does not need any introduction. He has been racing in the championship for years. One of my favourite was maybe his Nissan Primera, the Max Power banner. Yes, I was in the Max Power era back at the time, and so that was maybe a car I was a favoured. The wee BMW, what you see in there, yes, that was driven by Colin Turkington. Colin Turkington won the British Touring Car Championship, I think maybe 4 times now, but that was his first championship winning car in the 2009. Colin Turkington is a personal favourite of my own, because yes, he is from Portadown in Northern Ireland, and I feel what he's done to the wee country, he's proud. In the British Touring Car Championship, he's well known for being very mannerly, and he's a gentleman. He's very, very clean racer. He's one of the best drivers on the pack, one of the cleanest drivers on the pack. I think anybody can drive beside Colin Turkington, and they don't have to worry about dirty tactics or dirty racing. No, he's an excellent driver. Actually, he did back in 2014. I met Colin Turkington in Belfast. Real name is Timothy Jason Plato, but yes, better known as just Jason Plato. But I think that was actually the last Atlas car that was produced, and he won that championship in 2010. I remember that fondly, for I was rooting him on that year, and that's I was very, very glad to see him getting that championship. I think Jason, he's one of these drivers. He's got a bit of a personality, and that's good. Some people don't like him for it, but I think the guy's a winner. The guy just wants to win, and I think his biggest downfall was Jason Plato was when he went to the Subaru team, and he had been racing for years in front wheel drive cars, and I feel that the back wheel drive car just didn't suit him, and I think Jason is a far better racer in the front wheel drive setup. And I missed him last year in the championship, so hopefully he gets a seat this year in 2021 and gets back in it, because for me the championship wasn't the same without him, even with him being a bit more quiet the past few years. Alan Menu was not the only famous race driver to drive the Ford Mondeo, and Gabriele Tarquini was not the only Formula 1 driver to drive in the British Touring Car Championship. Actually, a lot more successful Formula 1 driver, Nigel Mansell, also did appear in the Ford Mondeo. I think it was in maybe 1988. He appeared just for a race or two, maybe he did a couple of races that season in the Ford Mondeo. And there you are, not the only Formula 1 driver to make the jump over. Lewis Hamilton, like I can imagine you'll never watch my YouTube video, you just wouldn't be up to your standard at all. But yeah, if you ever want to try some real racing, maybe get yourself into the British Touring Car Championship and show us what you're made of. Although I don't think you would stick the pace, to be honest. Anyway, we'll forget about Lewis Hamilton. The British Touring Car Championship did actually introduce its first lady racer last season, in Jade Edwards, and she's a very accomplished driver. She's done well in the Clio Cup series before, so I look forward to seeing her maybe appearing again next season. And yes, if Lewis Hamilton would like to appear in the British Touring Car Championship, then at least we would have two ladies and Jade Edwards wouldn't be alone. Anyway, I've been joined here by the young boy, Oscar, and hope you enjoyed seeing those little 143 scale cars. And yeah, Vauxhall Cavalier, why is this not available in 118 scale? The fact that that's available in 143, the mould is there, the computer design is there, Why is that not in 1/18 scale? That's a disgrace to all model car manufacturers. And yes, and as I was saying again, maybe through that video, yes, keep an eye on these two coming up for sale. This is valuable. That is even more valuable. They're nice, aren't they, son?
Yeah.
They're nice. They're nice cars. And anyway, thanks again for watching. And yeah, I'll try to do something a wee bit different there than what I was normally doing. And yes, the British Touring Car Championship is something that I'm passionate about and I follow a lot as well. So yeah, I wanted to do a wee video on it. Okay. See you again next time. Don't say bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I've been joined by another boy who wanted to say goodbye as well. So
Yeah.
bye bye.
Bye.